Hi, Rotor here. As I promised, I'm making a video with tips about how to initiate a drift, how to make transitions, and hence keep drifting through entire course. As you can see on my screen, there's a joystick overlay on it that is assigned to my own joystick movements. And with that, you can watch all my actions being translated to my controller, and it will make our stuff more clear to understand. So the buttons assigned to my joystick are this for the handbrake, this for the gas, this for the braking pedals, this for the downshift, this for the upshift, and of course the most important one to the steering. The car is the same, I'm not using a ton of settings on it, but of course you can try and make your own settings such as the performance parts. You can try by yourself installing other parts on your car such as suspension level 1 or tires level 1 and make your own setup and the tuning settings too. Here you can notice the importance of having a way to make a smooth steering. As you can see, I can interchange between all different steering levels such as minimal counter steer, medium, and maximum counter steer. And you only can achieve that with a joystick, a wheel, or by another way implementing a mouse steering into this game. First, let's go to a pretty good spot for beginners, and that's the case of the Rosewood Roundabout. Here's a very good place to start to understand the physics of this game, and here's where we'll get started with this tutorial. The drifts here are basically all made through the handbrake. Pay attention on your car movements. The roads here are not flat, then we have to adapt ourselves to the track. The counter steer levels don't have to be static. You need to dance with your steering a little bit if you want to keep drifting through a corner. I will start drifting through only one side of the roundabout. For that, gather some speed, pull your handbrake, hit the gas, start counter steering, and that's it, we are drifting. Notice that there are some interesting things, such as if you are counter steering too last, the nose of your car will head to the inner side of the roundabout. It's the same thing that will happen on any other course. If you start to counter steer too much, your car will start to recover grip and start to throw your rear end to the outside part of the track. So keep that in mind, counter steering too less, you will be getting the inner line, with the risk of crashing and spinning. Counter steering too much, you will start recovering grip and also with the same risk as I said previously. Try to keep this balancing and keep practicing. Another good tip that I can give you is to start to training precision. And for precision I mean trying to keep a one single line while drifting. That would be a skill very required when you are drifting with someone else and want to overtake it or open some space to the other driver. On the track, you can set some parameters to keep a one single line, like for this one I will try to keep my car as near as possible to the guardrails of the roundabout, and doing that I will be keeping the inner line. And now I will go to the outside part of the track and try to keep the outside line using this white line as a parameter to restrain myself outside part of the track. So let's head to the real drift course and apply all the learning from this. Simple turns and transitions. The first thing I will demonstrate here is a simple drift through only one turn. But before getting started, we need to know some important things such as: first, know your course. The track you are riding at will be very easier to recognize when you are approaching of the sweet spot to pull your handbrake and start drifting through a turn, if you know the track beforehand and knows what comes next of this very first turn. On this case, we have a tiny corner to the right and a huge one to the left. This time I will ignore the tiny one because I want to gather some speed to go through the larger one and make my chance of success even bigger. Another thing is, find yourself a sweet spot before the entry of a corner. That sweet spot can be after a tree, a build construction, a plate, or whatever thing you want to use as a point of reference. Then repeat the process, put the handbrake, hit the gas, start counter steering, same thing for every track course. It will never change. Transitions. This is easy and complex at the same time. It's easy when you have a lot of practice, but can be very difficult when you still get in the way of the thing. As you already know, when you counter steer too much, you start to recover in grip. So after exiting of a turn, you need to release the gas and keep your counter steer for less than 1 second. You will notice that your car will start to recover grip and going to the other side of the road. Then what should I do? It's simple, just follow these steps. Put your steering in the zero angle state. Hit your gas pedal and start to counter steer as smooth as you can again to the other side. And that's it. These steps have to be made very quickly, almost simultaneously, and now you can keep drifting through an entire course non-stop. That's all my tips I had to give you for today. Keep practicing, thanks for watching, and see you around.